Hi, my name is Monica Bennett. Today I'm going to talk to you about my job. My job title, it's a mouthful, so before I say it, prepare yourselves. My job title is biostatistician. Try to say that 3 times fast. Biostatistician, biostatistician, biostatistician. Even I can't really do it that well. So let's slow it down a little bit. Biostatistician. So putting it all together, biostatistician. I know it's hard to say, that's why I just repeated it a million times. Anyway, what does it mean to be a biostatistician? Basically, bio means I'm studying things that have to do with life, mostly human life in my instance. And statistics, you probably are all familiar with some form of statistics. Commonly in sports, maybe a batting average in baseball, or field goal percentage in basketball, completion percentage by a quarterback in football. Those things are all statistics, actually a specific type of statistics called descriptive statistics, because they're just describing what happens. I do some descriptive statistics, but that's only a small part of my job that kind of just happens in the beginning. The real interesting, kind of unique, cool part is what I call inferential statistics. Inferential statistics is when we take all these numbers about a bunch of people, we run a bunch of data, use computers that are like way smarter than me and can calculate things way faster than I can. It shoots out some answer, and then we say, hey, because of this number and that number, I can make an inference. I can infer that thing A is better than thing B. So let's kind of give an example. So let's say that there's a common disease, maybe something like the flu. And let's say that there's a drug out there that's trying to help people recover from the flu faster than all the other medications that are out there. Well, they can kind of just generally make a claim that, hey, if you take this medication, you'll recover 2 days faster than if you take the other medication. But most people are going to want some proof to that, right? So how do you get proof? You do a study, but when you're doing the study, you have to collect data. So let's say we bring into this study 100 people, and 50 of them get a drug that's already out there that people already are familiar with, and another 50 get this new medication that's supposed to be all fancy and shiny and new and make people get better faster. So we'll collect data on all 100 of these people. Some of the data will be basic, like their age, their gender, maybe, whether they're male or female. We might collect data on their weight. We might collect data on their race. We're also going to collect a bunch of medical data. We're going to collect data, maybe their blood pressure or some other kind of lab type things that you might get. Um, and at the end of the study, all of these people have had the flu, and we'll also collect how many days did it take them to recover from the flu. And then we run statistics, we run data analysis to see, did this new shiny drug that makes all these claims, that on average, did those people recover faster from the flu than the people taking the other drugs? So to be able to answer that question, you need data. And to be able to make sense of all those numbers that come with data, you need a statistician, particularly a biostatistician. Let's say it together one more time. Biostatistician. That's me. That's what I do. I'm the person running all those numbers behind the scenes to say, hey, new medication is better than old medication. Now, that's just one example of the type of things I do. There's many others, but hopefully you get the idea of that's kind of my role. So what's cool about that? Well, one, because I work for a healthcare system, I get to work with a lot of doctors and nurses and therapists. All who have really, really cool jobs. I'm pretty sure everyone would agree with that. And they get to really help patients one-on-one. And while I don't directly help patients one-on-one, I feel like the work that I do is indirectly helping patients. I'm helping these doctors make decisions on what medications to prescribe and to show them what may be a better way to do things to better treat their patients. So it's pretty cool that in some ways, even though I'm not a medical doctor, I get to still help patients. So I have a job that has a lot of meaning. So I think that's pretty exciting. And so, as you probably guessed, my job requires a lot of math, a lot of math. So, my background, I have a bachelor's degree from college in math, and then I went to graduate school and got a master's degree and a doctorate of philosophy in statistics. All of that training to help me learn how to do what I'm doing today. It's a lot of school, but I promise you, it was so well worth it. I feel like my job is generally stress free. I rarely have to work more than 40 hours a week. I only really travel if I'm going to a conference maybe once or twice a year, maybe probably less than that, just to learn some new things, some new tools, some new methods of analysis that I could use. So it's usually fun, and I get to kind of meet a bunch of other statisticians and talk to them about what they do. So that can be exciting. Uh, let's see, what else? Do I work with other people? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So while even though a lot of times I'm running my data analysis on my own, I have to meet with the physician or the doctor, the therapist, or the nurse or whoever it is that's leading a study. I have to talk to them. I have to help. I have to understand their data. I need to know what questions are they really wanting to know. So I have a lot of meetings, group meetings with a team of people who are putting together a study. It takes a large group of people, a great team of people to run any kind of research study. It's never one person. You need content experts in several different areas. So we do have meetings to discuss things, to plan things up front, to make sure we're collecting all the right data that we need from everyone and then collecting it in the right format for me to analyze it. So that's a very important part of our job. And just to talk about one somewhat difficult thing is the data. Like data can be really, really messy. You may think, hey, there's all this data, just put it in there. Age, it's simple, right? Or weight, it's simple, right? And in theory, it is. But when you're collecting data on hundreds and hundreds of people, there's bound to be mistakes. There's bound to be some missing data. You may go into a medical chart and someone forgot to fill in a data point that you need. So now you're missing it. And what do? So that can be a challenge, is to make sure you have all the data you need, because there's so much out there. I can't even tell you everything that's possible to collect on people. But there's so much, and sometimes it comes in messy, and sometimes it comes in missing, and so that can be a challenge to deal with. But overall, I really, really enjoy my job. I think it's pretty cool. Like I said, I feel like I'm making a difference in the world by helping people in a way that most people wouldn't even realize is a way to kind of make a difference in the world and help others. So I hope that now you know what a biostatistician is, and that if you like math, I would definitely, definitely say look more into it. Feel free to email me or ask me any follow up questions. Bye.